Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
And today we have a better chance for some showers, mainly later on this evening. I'll walk you through it on Futurecast so you can plan around it.
Just announced, Durham is getting a new downtown YMCA. How it plans to be bigger and better at the American Tobacco campus.
A weekend of music in Raleigh. The Hopscotch Music Festival gets started downtown today. Important things you need to know about road closures and parking. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. We'll get you caught up on all you need to know to get your morning started. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Chris Lovingood. As you get your morning started, no fall-like feel for now, but things will be changing in the days to come. Elizabeth Gardner's tracking that, plus the next weather maker.
Yeah, we're going to see some showers and thunderstorms roll in late today. You can see some of those in the mountains right now. Ahead of that, we have our flow coming up from the south, so we're starting to feel some warmer temperatures. We're going to see that potential for those thunderstorms to roll in mainly this evening, not really until around 8 or 9 o'clock, and maybe even as late as 10 o'clock for some folks. And a lot of people up in the northern part of the viewing area will see that, while fewer will see it down to the south. If you're headed out to Hopscotch this evening, I would just take along your WRAL weather app. You can follow along on the radar. I think our potential for storms in the Raleigh area this evening is fairly minimal. It's a little bit higher to the north. Right now it's 60 in downtown Raleigh with a dew point of 57, so it still feels nice and comfortable. 55 in Roxborough, 63 Fayetteville, and we're looking at upper 50s to low 60s around the triangle. It is going to be a hotter afternoon with our wind coming out of the south. We'll see highs in the upper 80s and some 90s in the forecast for the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up. Grant?
This is great so far this morning. On this Thursday morning, I-40 at Avon Ferry Road looking great so far. Not seeing any delays there. I-40 and the Beltline has looked great as well as 87. So shouldn't have any delays so far. No delays on any of our major routes there. So looking good in Raleigh and also in Durham. These looked awesome this morning. Not seeing any delays. Maybe a 1-minute delay from 98 from NC50, but that's about it. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Keep us tuned in all morning long. Thanks, Grant. Just moments ago, the YMCA of the Triangle revealed plans to expand in downtown Durham. WRAL's Ali Kavlabar is live at the American Tobacco campus. Ali, the YMCA has a lot in store for that location behind you.
Yes, it is just a parking lot right now, but shortly it will be 65,000 square feet of new fitness and wellness areas and programs. But a big part that's generating a lot of excitement is where it's at, the American Tobacco campus. Here's a better look of where it's located in downtown Durham. The highlighted part shows it located by the DPAC and Aloft, just feet away from the Durham Bulls baseball stadium. Bruce Ham, a CEO of the YMCA, says this new spot where it's located is a huge aspect of why they chose to build it on the American Tobacco campus.
It will be a first being in a downtown community like this. It will be a multi-storied YMCA. The lot's fairly small, so we'll go up instead of out, but it gives us a lot of unique opportunities.
We're talking an indoor pool, new fitness facilities, wellness programs as well. Now, construction is set to begin in 2027. It's expected to be finished in 2029. Reporting live in Durham, Ali Kavlabar, WRAL News.
It will be an exciting addition to ATC. A busy Raleigh road is back open this morning after a 2.5-week closure. We're talking about Tryon Road. This is between Avon Ferry Road and Gorman Street. Emergency repairs after a sewer main break on August 18th forced lane closures. The city of Raleigh says paving is now complete and all lanes are back open.
A domestic violence advocate is accused of stealing from the people she's supposed to help. 57-year-old Gloria Maldonado worked for Siler City Police since 2015. And according to an arrest warrant, she stole thousands of dollars meant to help people get visas. These visas are for protecting victims of abuse while incentivizing them to help law enforcement investigate or prosecute the crimes. Immigration lawyer Mary Lynn Tedesco says that these visas are already very difficult to get.
Every delay created by this individual in this particular case, every delay really has a material impact on when these individuals will become lawfully documented in the United States, have identification, and feel protected by the process that was meant to say thank you for trying to keep our communities safe.
Maldonado has been charged with 2 counts of obtaining property by false pretense and is out on bond. She's due in court later this month.
The Hopscotch Music Festival gets underway today in Raleigh. Musicians will be performing at several different parts of downtown. WRAL's Monica Casey is live for us this morning as organizers get ready for the final preps. Monica, give drivers some heads up about the traffic situation they may encounter.
Yeah, Renee, this festival gets underway in just a few hours, and even if you don't have a ticket, there are road closures you are going to want to be aware of. Take a look at this one right here behind me. This is Fayetteville Street between Davie Street and the south end of City Plaza. Now take a look at your screen. We have laid out exactly where these events are happening. Another closure you'll want to watch for, Martin Street parking next to Moore Square is also reserved for the festival. This is the 15th annual Hopscotch Music Festival, and it's one of the biggest remaining music festivals in Raleigh. Today, the headliners are Earl Sweatshirt, Built to Spill, Unwound, and Frog. Single day or concert passes were not available this year. It's 3-day general admission only, but there are day parties held every year that are free admission. Now, we asked Raleigh's mayor what the city is doing to attract more festivals like this. She tells us they are working to take better advantage of the facilities that are already here. Live in Raleigh, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
2 people are facing charges this morning in connection with a chase that ended in a 5-car crash in Raleigh. Sky 5 shows the aftermath of that crash Tuesday on Pool Road. Deputies have arrested Aaron Mosley and China Crawford. Authorities say Mosley drove away when they tried to pull him over, eventually crashing, and Crawford was a passenger in the car. 3 people were hurt in the crash. We're told they should be okay. Mosley faces charges including hit and run and driving with a revoked license. Crawford is charged with trafficking and conspiring to traffic methamphetamine.
A Wake Forest woman who is charged with child abuse at a kindercare facility will be back in court this month. 23-year-old Mallory Kemple faces 2 misdemeanor charges for physical abuse, and that's because 2 children were hurt. She's accused of causing abrasions on both sides of a 3-year-old's back and bruising a 15-month-old's chest, ribs, and back. Investigators say these cases happened in April and August. And KinderCare told WRAL Kemple passed both state and federal background checks when she was hired, but she no longer works there.
Durham County is gearing up for this fall's municipal elections. Today, the Board of Elections will be testing voting machines to make sure they count ballots correctly. This testing will continue every day until they make their way through every machine. You can attend these sessions and watch. They will be at the Durham County Board of Elections starting at 10 a.m. Today, Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson will be at Fayetteville State University. Jackson was also at North Carolina A&T University in Greensboro last night as part of her tour to promote her memoir. She was nominated by former President Joe Biden to the court. She is the first Black woman to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court.
Test scores at schools are improving across our state. New data shows that 57% of 3rd through 8th grade students are testing on grade level for math. That is nearly back to pre-pandemic levels in Wake County. We're talking about math scores are higher than before COVID, and it's kind of a different story for reading, though. State scores remain about 4% lower than 2019.
Reading takes a lot of time and a lot of training, and we've done the training, and now we want to align some of the other supports.
The state saw progress in other areas as well. The percentage of students graduating in 4 years jumped from 87% to 87.7%, and that is just shy of the state's goal of 92% by 2030. You can find our extensive reporting on test scores on WRAL.com, and that's where you'll find a breakdown of how your child's school performed this year. You can also compare progress across different counties and over the last several years. That story is on the homepage of WRAL.com. Work to recover after Helene's devastating flooding is moving forward in western North Carolina. Governor Josh Stein addressed the work to repair roads over the last year, and he spoke during the first day of the State Transportation Summit in Raleigh about this. Stein says more than $1 billion in work has been completed, and 97% of damaged roads, they are back open. Stein also talked about the resilience of their work. He says they are rebuilding so western North Carolina's roads and bridges can better withstand another storm. The Transportation Summit wraps up today. And we're bringing you stories of heartbreak, but also stories of hope in the mountains 1 year after the hurricane. It's all a part of our new WRAL documentary, Helene, What We Lost, What We Found. It airs Thursday, September 25th at 7:30 p.m. on WRAL and wherever you stream WRAL.
The new NFL season kicks off tonight. The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles will host the Dallas Cowboys to get the season started. Kickoff is at 8:20. Coverage starts at 7 with Football Night in America. You can watch it all right here on WRAL.
The future of Raleigh. Mayor Janet Cowell is laying out how the city is doing in a roundtable discussion, the hopes she has for a future MLB team. Plus,
every last one of them is wrong and drips with disdain.
Vaccine mandate rollback. Florida creating controversy by getting rid of requirements for school students. Why health experts are alarmed by the move.
And we do have a chance for rain today. It's a minimal chance, especially for our northern counties. I'll walk you through who's likely to see it coming up on Futurecast.
we do have your winning Powerball numbers: 3, 16, 29, 61, 69. The Powerball is 22, and the Power Play multiplier 2. No jackpot winner last night. Saturday's drawing will be worth $1.7 billion.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13, taking a look at satellite and radar. Some showers and storms already in the mountains, but those don't arrive here until much later today. It's not likely to be anything that affects our evening commute, but once we get into the latter part of the evening, like after dinner time, there could be a round of some showers and storms, especially for our northern counties. We're going to walk through that with Futurecast coming up. We have clear skies for the most part right now. A few little clouds starting to pop up. We have the tower lit in blue today for that. Exercise today, it's still going to feel okay. I would get it done as early as you can. It's not quite as muggy as it would feel in the summer, but it's definitely going to be hotter this afternoon with highs in the upper 80s. Grant?
Things are looking great so far across our area on your Thursday morning. Looking at Wake and Durham counties, everything's in the green so far this morning. So it should be a very smooth commute so far. Been watching for any delays. We had a slight delay of Capitol Boulevard with a disabled vehicle, but that's since been cleared. So shouldn't have any issues there anymore. You can see again, everything's in the green on the belt line, 40 also up to 85 as well. So no major delays across our area. As you need in the car, tune us on the radio, 101.5 HD3. Renee?
We know how traffic can change, so we'll check in with you in about 10 minutes. At least 17 people are dead in Portugal after a streetcar crash in the capital city. Officials in Lisbon say one of the city's streetcars derailed last night. More than a dozen other people were injured. At least 5 people are in serious condition, including a child. Witnesses say they saw the streetcar barreling down a hill out of control before it crashed. Investigators are trying to figure out what caused it to derail.
Destiny Patterson here in the WRAL Live Center. We have video of officials arriving to that scene in Lisbon following that crash last night. You can see they're here observing that damage. And we're also seeing some reaction from some leaders in Portugal and in Lisbon. I want you to take a look here on Facebook. We have multiple statements from the mayor there. He is calling, they have announced today as a day of mourning. He's sending his deepest condolences to all the family and friends who have been impacted by this. And the president in Portugal as well, he canceled a trip to a book festival and said in a statement that he offers his solidarity to the families affected from this great tragedy. Of course, we're continuing to keep an eye on that death toll because, as you mentioned, Renee, it has already climbed quite a bit since last night.
Goodness, just tragic to hear that story. All right, thank you for bringing that to us, Destiny. Raleigh Mayor Janet Cowell is talking about the city's progress. The mayor held a roundtable discussion with journalists where she went over topics including public safety, transportation, funding, even affordable housing. She also talked about the likelihood of Raleigh getting an MLB team.
We want to make sure our economics are solid enough that we are a contender to host a Major League Baseball team. And that goes back to these economics of property tax base, the amenities, investing in the infrastructure. We want to be ready when the time comes. And I feel like, again, I think we're laying that groundwork locally. I think the state is very interested.
Cowell answered questions for roughly 30 minutes. That was just a small portion you saw there. In fact, we have the full conversation on our YouTube page. Governor Josh Stein will be in Greensboro today for the state's Employee Association of North Carolina conference. Stein is expected to honor state employees at this event, and the speech is expected to start at about noon.
Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. could be facing some tough questions today. Kennedy is expected to testify before the Senate Finance Committee. He will likely face questions on vaccines and recent firings at the CDC. Since becoming America's top health official, Kennedy has purged several vaccine experts in the government and terminated research on some life-saving vaccines. Earlier this week, more than 1,000 Health and Human Services employees called for his resignation.
Florida has announced plans to become the first state to end vaccine mandates for school-age children. Now, among the shots that will no longer be required, measles, polio, tetanus, chickenpox, and hepatitis B. Florida Surgeon General Dr. Joseph Ladapo says this is about personal choice, but medical experts are alarmed about that.
Vaccines in your body, God bless you. And I hope you make an informed decision. And that's how it should be.
We saw the measles outbreak this year, more cases than we've seen in 30 years, over 1,400 people sick, many hospitalized, and unfortunately some people that passed. We can decrease these by kids getting vaccinated.
Ladapo says the health department will immediately move to end non-statutory mandates. And Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says state lawmakers will begin looking into legislation to end any remaining mandates after that.
President Donald Trump is expected to speak with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky today. This is almost 2 weeks after he met with Russian President Vladimir Putin about ending the war in Ukraine and encouraged the two leaders to meet face-to-face. That hasn't happened yet. According to the White House, there is currently no scheduled phone call with Putin. Yesterday, Trump said Russia will face consequences if steps are not taken to end the war. Soon will come to an end, at least for the week, with this fall-like weather. Right now, it's feeling very mild out there. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with our warmer afternoon, and then summer's going to make a comeback.
Yeah, we're going to see a big shift in our wind to southerly, and that southerly wind is going to help to bring the warmth right back in. Right now, we take a look at Fayetteville, Raleigh, Apex, Chapel Hill. We're mostly clear, starting to see just a few clouds filtering in. Chapel Hill's courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. We take a look at our next weather maker, and that is to our west. It'll be a cold front that comes through late today, already bringing some showers and thunderstorms to the mountains. Here's a look at Futurecast for us, though. This is lunchtime, and we're still nice and quiet. A few clouds start to thicken up as we get into the afternoon. Here's 5 o'clock, so the evening commute looks dry for most of us. A lot of the storms that we see this afternoon and evening are going to be up near the Virginia line. That's at 8 o'clock. And then as the front swings through from, say, Durham and Raleigh northward, we may see a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Could affect folks that are at Hopscotch, but it would be a very short window of time late this evening. We do have a level 1 risk well to our west of the Triad area back toward the mountains where there's a level 1 risk for severe storms. That does not include our area. For Saturday, we're going to start off clear, but with a much warmer start. That southerly flow bringing in the warmth. We do have a small chance for showers and thunderstorms on Saturday. That front's going to be pretty weak as it crosses our area, but then it stalls down to the south and could produce more showers and thunderstorms late on Sunday. So Sunday looks a little bit wetter than Saturday, especially for our southern counties. However, as that storm system approaches us on Saturday night, there's a small chance from Raleigh northward that we could see some wind damage. Here's a look, again, looking at a 20% chance for today, a 30 to 40% chance Saturday night, and then again on Sunday. So it's going to be, one of those kind of on and off weekends. Saturday during the day looks fine. Sunday in the afternoon, we'll have the potential for a few thunderstorms. So that's why we have a green light for Saturday and then a caution for Sunday, especially in the afternoon. We take a look at what's happening out there. Of course, we're looking at some hot conditions for us too. 91 on Friday, 93 on Saturday. But after that, our temperatures will start to cool down. We're back to feeling like fall later in the week.
I'm ready for the fall-like feel to return next week because it felt so nice this week. And you can see outside, these are also looking nice. Traffic-wise, I-40 at Page Road. Not seeing any delays there. Not seeing any delays on I-40 on the Beltline either. It's been a very smooth morning so far. I want to show those drive times if it'll allow me to show you. But we'll keep taking a look outside. You see things look nice on I-40 at Page Road. I-40 had that same look up towards Durham as well. Not seeing any delays there. Also back towards the Beltline. Not seeing any delays on those cameras either. Just in the radio, 101.5 HD3.
A royal send-off. A police department rolled out the red carpet for the son of an officer who recently died from cancer. The big arrival for his first day of school.
And September savings. If you missed the Labor Day weekend sales, don't worry. Five on Your Side has a look at some of Consumer Reports' top-rated products still on sale.
If you see breaking news, have a story tip, or take video or pictures of the weather where you are, please report it to us. Go to WRAL.com/report it to send your video, pictures, or tip to our news team.
All right, so check this out. The son of a North Carolina police officer who recently died got the royal treatment by the department on his first day of school. Huntersville officer William Broadway died last month after a battle with a very rare form of cancer. And this week, officers from his department escorted his son Declan, seen here, going to school in a camouflage-wrapped Tesla Cybertruck. The department says it was Declan's dream to ride in one. And as he entered the school, you'll see there, he was getting plenty of high fives there and cheers. Hope he had a great first day.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Lady Gaga's singing injury plus Superman will soar again.
Let's take a look now at what's trending. Lady Gaga left thousands of fans in Miami disappointed after she abruptly canceled her concert last night. The pop star announced on Instagram saying she strained her voice and her doctor advised her to cancel. She is promising to reschedule as soon as possible, but in the post she was super apologetic. She said she would love to push through it, but she doesn't want to do any, long-term damage or permanent damage to her vocal cords.
I mean, that's her tool. I mean, that's her instrument. That's how she performs, and she's supposed to perform at Madison Square Garden this weekend. So, I mean, gotta rest that voice. It's okay. Rest up. All right, so Superman will again return to the big screen. Director James Gunn has announced the sequel to his adaptation starring David Corenswet. It'll release July 2027, and it'll be titled Man of Tomorrow. The announcement also hinted that Nicholas Hoult could be returning as Lex Luthor. He did an excellent job during that. I believe they just hit the $610 million box office global threshold.
And you enjoyed that Superman edition, didn't you?
I thought it was
and
fantastic.
There's even a little romance in it, so
there is a little romance.
There could be something for me and other ladies.
Rachel Brosnahan, I love her so very much.
New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft is making plans to honor Bill Belichick when his coaching days are over. In an interview with the Boston radio station, Kraft says he has plans to build a statue for Belichick at Gillette Stadium after Belichick retires. Obviously, that day has not come yet. The current UNC head football coach helped the Patriots win 6 Super Bowls over his 2 decades with the Patriots. 6:26 now. Police employee arrested. A woman in Chatham County is accused of stealing money from people who are trying to get visas. How police say she got the money from victims of domestic abuse.
And YMCA expansion. The nonprofit is headed to downtown Durham. We got more specifics on that brand new announcement this morning.
And this afternoon and evening, we're going to see the clouds increasing and a chance for some thunderstorms late this evening. I'll show you who will be most affected coming up.